This will speak to you. Listen.
And then it goes, in the grave, buried with bones, are millions of talents untapped. Alive, they were not able to remove their mind from limitations, and that this status quo of excellence isn't enough. Some were at war, not just with any enemy, looking inwards, doubting their inner abilities. Think of an 11-year-old William Kumuyi struggling with his academics and people screaming, "You have a brain, start using it." But the stories now change because he went into the refiner and the dross was removed. You can sure see him shining brighter. From getting all A's in grade 4 to graduating top, a first-class student, to being a prominent preacher, a doctor, and one of the 500 most influential people on earth, also recognized in heaven. He surrendered to the master of the universe, who has the master plan, as he said, "Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou camest out of the womb, I sanctified thee a prophet unto the nations." And with the master key, he unlocked his unlimited potentials. Consider God's divine presence in David's life. Though they said he was small, he had a very big God. Oh, he got courageous while King Saul was being timid and dumb. Not bound or shaken by the drums of Goliath's scary words, David's 5 stone and a sling did a good job of bringing Goliath down, and his head was gone. The prayer of our grandfather, Pastor Dr. W.F. Kumuyi, a Don, an avid writer, a Bible teacher, and an every word leader, keeps resonating in my head. As I succeed, you will succeed. As I make progress, you will make progress. And everywhere I get to, you will go there. Now the sweetest part is we will go further than our fathers because we are now working with the Heavenly Father. Now I've tapped into this unlimited grace. I'm not bound by any force or structure, either spiritual or physical. Though disbelief sometimes doesn't allow me to see what I'm made of, I tend to forget. I'm a speck, a son of the Most High God, and heir of His kingdom, a royal priesthood, and only nation. Having with me the word, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Well, people call it pride, but I call it grace. Well, I may not look like it yet, but come check me tomorrow, because I'm stepping into this new reality I'm willing to create. We are embodiment of unlimited potentials, and we need to put in the work. Now, how about we move together, calling those things that be not as though they were, because they that do know their God shall not only be strong, but will do exploits. Now we have to keep moving, don't stop, because the best is yet to come. I'm gonna see you at the top, because up is where we belong.
Yeah, King of glory, son of David, who could have told that the one who made me come true, Mary, welcome Jesus, Atinre, Cabo, we've been waiting for you, expecting, hoping and praying your will, Jesu, Atinre, Baba, Atun Shebare, Jesumi, Jilefe, Olonu, Onibuore. Yes, he's here omnipresent. Come with praises to his presence. His presence, a blessing, his essence, attracting his presence, adoring his glory, outpouring his spirit is right here. So I'll sing until his voice I hear. Can you feel him? Can you sense him? The King of glory is here. Can you feel him? Can you see him? The King of glory is here.
5 years ago, I failed a major exam and I was sad. I was not happy about it. But it was during that time that the Lord discovered me and gave me this work of art called poetry, and which was weird because I'm a science student, and so doing something art, I didn't even know the nitty-gritty of art at that time. Last year, during one of the GCK Divine Touch, I discovered Christ found me, And I knew him not just because I heard about Christ. I now knew him for who he is. And you must be wondering, why am I saying all this? I just wanted to say that failure is not the end of the road. Failure is not the end of the rope. The fact that you failed today doesn't mean that your life should end at the rope. The fact that you failed today doesn't mean that tomorrow you can't sail. The fact that you're crying today doesn't mean that you can't fly today. So I'm a proof and I'm a testimony of that. And so what you see today is what God has done in my life. Finding Christ and discovering myself through failing. So I hope that you all resonate. I hope that you all relate. I hope that you all connect, and I hope that you all hear it. Thank you. This is a story of a child who once walked on the streets begging for fruits and meat. His needs he couldn't meet. His clothing were like an axe rag, looking fagged out and tired. He fought and struggled for food that rot and almost spoiled. His lips chapped, his feet unwrapped, his eyes pale. He slept from shops to shops. His legs moved from stop to stop. He had no abode, but how can the son of a king live this way? He didn't know who he was until one day he was involved in his daily activity, walking aimlessly like an nonentity, when suddenly an entity discovered his true identity, that he was none other than the son of a trinity. With quick motion, the man moved with the notion that this child wasn't to be found in this situation. The man shouted, "Stop! Stop! Stop!" The child looked and said, "Me?" He said, "Yes, you." He said, "This is the mark, the birthmark, the trademark. They are the son of a king. They all mark that this isn't where you belong. You belong to a kingdom, and this wisdom you carry is more than this boredom. This right here is potential, which is essential for this crucial generation, and so much expectation from you, my son. Come. My son, come. Let me take you to where you truly belong." And brethren, that was it. From that very day, that very moment, he started to unravel who he was as he traveled across the city like a prince. And from that story to glory, from that bitterness to sweetness, from that poverty to prosperity, from that condemnation to coronation, and from that depression to emancipation. And so we are of the Trinity, made in divinity, placed in this community called Earth. And if we don't explore what He has implored us to be and to do, how are we who we truly are? And so I must say that it's a privilege to have knowledge dished out from a well-known, renowned, and acknowledged evangelist, Pastor W.F. Kumuyi. So how about we know that our background shouldn't make our faces bow to the ground? We are not meant for the ground. We are meant for the skies, to soar, to fly like the eagles. We've got the power. The power in us is stronger than the rage of two men in the duel. We've got it, brethren. The bravery for life's discovery, the ability for life's responsibility. Youth, rise up and be what God has assigned us to be, the design. Arise, O youth of God, arise. And how about we know that once we can conceive our goals, we can achieve it, and our dreams to limelight, to gleam, to reality. Because yes, we can, yes, we can, yes, we can. And so friends, church, men, women, youth, young and old, youth, young boys and girls, congregation, join me with a standing ovation as we praise the King of all nations and creation. Let us shout a hallelujah to Him. Because there is impact. There are the victorious youth of this generation, and that is how we have unlimited potential. So when I say unlimited potential, you all point your fingers to the skies and say up. Unlimited potential. Unlimited potential.